Look, she was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one.
Now, what would you say the biggest advantage of being an independent artist is? And the biggest disadvantage?
The biggest advantage and disadvantage of being an independent artist, I would say the biggest disadvantage, let's start there first, is like financially supporting yourself and finding ways to do so and push your career. I think that's the hardest part, you know, because it all comes down to bread, you know, to the money, and like, you know, when you get to certain points, you got to pay certain tolls. Yeah. So if you don't have that paper, and that's the hard part as an indie artist, because you gotta do everything. You gotta create the music, you gotta create your business plan, you gotta make your graphics, you gotta do everything yourself. Whether you doing it yourself or you delegating somebody to do it, as an independent, you're responsible for the outcome. Right. So yeah, I think that's the hardest part, because it takes money to really make a dent. Unless you're just one of them lucky cats that just do something that just happen to catch on, but that's like a needle in a haystack, and I don't really like those odds, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yes, that's the hardest part, is just finding ways to generate income while still being able to do what you love. Yeah. You know, some people have to compromise with their art to do something they don't want to love, and then eventually they don't even want to do the art no more. So that's a tough battle.
And what's the biggest advantage?
Advantage is you free. It's free. You know what I'm saying? You free. You don't have to worry about, you know what I mean? You don't have
amazing.
The record labels being all in, the record producer being all in the videos.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? You get to run your show, you get to run your ship.
Write the music you like, push the songs you like, whatever you like.
And everything's direct to consumer nowadays, so you can just upload it to the internet, boop, 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 and just put a post out on your social media, boop, boop, boop. And now everybody can listen to it, so that's dope. Yeah. I think we're in an amazing time right now as far as the music industry, because we got a lot of creative freedom and we got a lot of direct-to-consumer power, which they didn't have back in the day when you had to be signed. Technology, it works, you know what I'm saying? But it also was whack too, because I'm just playing. We had this argument about technology, so we was about to go in on technology right now. I was going to defend the fact that Spotify, I'm just going to say this on camera, Spotify, y'all need to start paying people a whole lot more money with your new technology, because we are the ancient information, and the ancient game was the musicians ourselves. We make the music, so y'all need to pay the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Stop paying people 0.008%. Then you wonder why we break into the system.
The opinions of guests are solely their opinions. Musicians on gigs does not take a decision, etc., etc. No. Listen, this guy has been an independent artist much longer than I have been. I've been in the cover band circuit for a while, and then started writing books and just kind of getting out of that world. But like, he's been actually pushing himself as an artist, signed to in partnership with record labels, and like helping other artists learn how to do this themselves. So listen, if he says it, it's true.
And then speaking on that with the label stuff, like, it's good to be an indie. So what I was able to do was be an independent artist, take my catalog of songs, and give the labels a slice, and still maintain my independence. So instead of giving them a whole album, here, you take this single.
So it's like a singles deal.
Yeah.
All right. So I got one last question for you before we go.
All right.
Do you have any advice for artists looking to perform internationally like us? What would you tell somebody who's like,
They're trying to do it, or they just are interested on what it's about?
They're interested in knowing what this world is about, and they might have talent and would like to see if it's something that they will be able to do. What would you tell somebody looking into this lifestyle?
I think what I would tell somebody that wants to be an international artist or was interested in it, I think I would first tell them to like pick a place, pick somewhere that they're interested in, and then research it. Like, research as much as they can about the place, the people, the laws, the industry, that type of stuff, and then act on it. Start reaching out, find out who got the best, where's the clubs at, who's the artists in that area, who's the record labels in that. Everything in the music industry, you should Google and see if they got that. If it's music publishing in Liberia, record labels in Liberia, booking agents and like, you know what I mean? You just search all the things that you need to further advance you to break into that market. That's what I would recommend. I think research is the most important thing, first and foremost. Because even when I first went to Singapore, like I was like, yeah, it sounded cool, but I had to like research it. Like I researched it. I checked to see who the other artists were. I checked to see the radio station. That's why when I was out there, I already knew what radio station I wanted to be on. I already knew I had a target to what I had a target to what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? I already knew in advance because I did my research. A game plan. Have a game plan.
Have a game plan.
An international game plan.
An international game plan. Now, like I mentioned earlier, me and Reddy are in the process of writing our first book together. And I wanted to get your take on it. Like, what do you think the most dominant quality of the kind of artists that we're gearing this book towards would have? Like, what do you think that independent artists need to have?
Drive.
Okay.
And ambition, you know what I mean? Because I feel like this book can be a book that you can read it and just be like, oh, that's cool, and you just get an insight, or you can use it as a manual to further advance yourself on the international scale. Use it as a map, you know what I mean, on a how to break into it. So I think in order to see it like that and apply it, you have to have an ambition. You know what I mean? You gotta just really want it, and you gotta do whatever you gotta do to open up the doors to the world.
Kick the door in sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Get a passport.
Get a passport, definitely.
First and foremost. Shit. You can't go nowhere without a passport.
This is my homie Radio, and I've been extremely inspired by him over the years. I mean, it's not the kind of lifestyle that everybody is made for, is what I'll say. The ones who stay out here, they loved it. They fell in love with the lifestyle. They fell in love with the world that they were exposed to. Yeah. And some people don't. They get over here and they're just like, you know what? I miss my family. I miss my comfort zone. Yeah. But we just happen to be two different people from different parts of the world who was just like, you know what? We integrated. We adapted, and we found a way to like kind of make a name and a home for ourselves abroad and like thrive.
Risk and reward.
It is crazy because it's like we linked up in 2008, and then years later it's like, oh hey, what you doing here?
Yeah.
And it's like we went on separate paths, but kind of always, stay in contact or work with the same people. And I think it's really cool for us to write this book together, because Radio, he went more on the independent artists releasing and focusing on original music, while I was kind of like just traveling the world and doing cover songs and kind of getting people to know who I was, but not really like on my own per se. So now that I'm kind of retired from the cover band world per se, I'm more looking towards him like, all right, what's this world like? How's it like? How to actually market yourself as an artist? How to take those fans who met you, on a cover band circuit and make them your own, make them fall in love with you. And he's like, he only performs his own music now, which is like inspiring because it's something that I haven't really had a chance to do overseas. Yeah. So this book is gonna teach a lot of artists who are writing songs, who are DJing and performing and actually want to get their originals out to the world, how to make it pop, how to connect with different people all over the world and collaborate, because collaboration is damn near
the key.
Teamwork makes the
dream work.
So like
the collaboration is important. Like that's super important. And I was gonna piggyback off you saying on the independent, not the independent, but the cover band is also a great way to break into the international market. I just recommend, and every person that's in the cover band that come across me, I tell them the same thing. Like, yo, you're good. You're pretty much artist development every time you hit that stage. Yes. So your stage presence is killing like people's. You know 10, what I'm saying?
12 years of just 5-6 nights a week on stage, owning the crowd, learning how to use your talent and your skill, learning how to keep them engaged, learning how to work with musicians, how to bring the best out, how to live with people you don't even know, how to deal with politics and management. Like all of these things we're covering in the books, because it's not just about the music. the lights go out at a certain point in time, and you're a human living in this world that sometimes can be a little fake, and you got to figure out how to survive but still be true and show your identity and feel good, like I'm living and I'm happy with what I've created, you know. So independent artistry is not for everybody, you know, but one of the ways to break into the industry is to go through companies that are booking for hotel gigs, to sing cover songs, stack up that bread, network with people. How many people you met that like helped you out, that believed in you, but you only was able to meet them because you was on a cover band?
Oh man, like the
relationships.
Whole reason why I even live where I'm at right now, why we even in Thailand, is because that opened up the door. You know what I mean? But it was also a mentality, because it's also people that get caught up in that world for so long, feeling like that's it and there's no other way to do it, and it's comfort.
That comfort zone. I mean? So
I think I never did it long enough to get comfortable.
I did, but I got so.
But now you're a man. Now you pass your 10,000 an hour, and now you can train.
Now I'm training and
get people on The Voice like you got.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy how you can always figure out a way to branch off and to build your own castle. But you have to have that mindset of like, okay, I don't need them, you know. But once again, it's your girl Phoenix Novell from Musicians on Gigs, and this is the one and only homie Radio, aka his name is Kenny. I call him King. Man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be releasing our book soon, so make sure you watch out for
International Tour Guide to
Gig in the Globe.
Peace.